We will not see widespread availability of a vaccine, though, until the end of spring, early summer. And that's exactly why many local leaders say the governor needs to prioritize stricter mitigation efforts in the state. That part of the conversation with State Representative Carlos Guillermo Smith of Orlando. 1 in 20 Floridians have tested positive overall since the start of the pandemic. 2% of those cases ended in a death. This is nature, some would say, right? Wasn't this inevitable?
Absolutely not. This was not a foregone conclusion that Florida would be approaching nearly 20,000 deaths due to coronavirus. We need to let those numbers sink in, because I know that many people have become numb to the reality and are often fatigued by coronavirus, and we understand that. But we need serious leadership in the state of Florida. We are seeing that the cases are continuing to increase. Along with increases of coronavirus, we're going to see more hospitalizations and, unfortunately, more deaths if Governor DeSantis does not get serious about mitigation efforts such as a universal mask mandate, allowing for city leaders and mayors across the state of Florida to once again have the local authority to enact important mitigation efforts in their local communities, as they were once allowed to do at the beginning of the pandemic. And also, of course, increasing even more availability of testing. Someone has got to lead, and right now Governor DeSantis is not doing it. We need serious leadership in the state of Florida to help us get out of not only the health crisis, but also the economic crisis that is ongoing in the state of Florida.
One of the arguments that Republican Governor DeSantis had said was, listen, we have 67 counties in the state of Florida. What is happening in the Sarasota area or Central Florida or South Florida could be very different than what we're seeing in the Panhandle. For that reason, he said, and he has said, that he wants to leave it to different municipalities and counties to figure things out on their own. You're a Democrat. There has been Democratic leadership in Central Florida where we see the bars and restaurants, especially after midnight, people out partying, doing their thing. So what do you say to that leadership, mostly Democrat, who is, some would say, not doing enough?
Well, unfortunately, our city leaders and mayors have had their hands tied. They are handcuffed. Governor Ron DeSantis, months ago, when we entered phase 3 of the reopening process, issued an executive order that took away the powers of local mayors to be able to, for example, enforce local mask mandates. That's why we recently saw a bipartisan letter from mayors across the state of Florida urging Governor Ron DeSantis to please let them regain their local authority on these issues to be able to enact important mitigation efforts in their cities and counties that will save lives. We've still not heard from Governor DeSantis. He's been MIA for so long, and we need real leadership, because what we understand is that the more people get coronavirus, the more prolonged the economic problems that come along with coronavirus will continue to linger in the state. It's not enough that we have a vaccine coming. That's not going to be available for a majority of people until later next year. 1 in 5 small businesses in the state of Florida has closed because of the economic consequences of COVID-19. They need state-based relief. And unfortunately, Florida is one of 7 states that did not meet, the legislature didn't meet during the pandemic to be able to enact important relief for struggling Floridians and small businesses. So we have a lot of work to do when we return to Tallahassee. Democrats like myself are advocating for a robust COVID relief package for small businesses. We're advocating that we fix the broken unemployment system that has failed so many Floridians during their time of need. They need that safety net. And we have millions of Floridians who were pushed into poverty during coronavirus with an eviction crisis that's getting ready to explode. We expect
and that's going to be
at least 500,000 eviction filings on the way.